Welcome to another edition of To Your Health. My name is George Hopkins, and we're going to have an exciting show tonight. Here are some of my credentials that I've earned over the years studying the environment, studying all the ecosystems in which we live, work, and recreate in. Also going to medical college, becoming an EMT and phlebotomist. We have a lot of information to share with you tonight, and I want you to know that we're extremely qualified to be able to help you in a lot of issues. Welcome to another edition of To Your Health. My name is George Hopkins, and tonight, folks, I want you to call your neighbors. I want to get your VCRs on. I want you to start recording because I have one of the most exciting guests that I've had in a long, long time. He's extremely famous internationally in the works that he's doing, training literally thousands of individuals, learning how to harness the energy from the universe. And he's titled this Cosmo Power, folks, and this is something that any one of you can learn. You don't need a degree. You can be a child and learn this. He's taught this to thousands of kids, military, the police academies, and he's been on That's Incredible. Dr. Hiraoka is a double PhD, Fulbright scholar, highly intelligent individual that came from a family from Japan that came from healing, and then he's learned how to harness this energy. And folks, tonight there's a phone number at the bottom of the screen. I want you to write it down, and I want you to call that number and get out to one of his meetings. Meet Dr. Hiraoka personally, and if you have any aches, pains, any issues, you're going to see miracles. I've seen many, and many of the guests tonight, we're going to have Warren Yee here. He's going to be here with us sharing his experiences. Martin Liu, Ronald Anderson, and Dennis Lee, a couple of police officers from one of the area police departments. So this is exciting information. Dr. Hiraoka, thanks for being on the show.
Well, thank you for inviting me, George.
It's an honor always to be with you. Now, just briefly for our audience out there, I've studied this quite a while, and they call it neuropsychiatric. The Neuropsychiatric Institute at UCLA has been studying this for decades. And what we don't know in America is that Japan is light years ahead in understanding this biocommunication or bioenergy. And tell us a little bit about how you've developed this.
Well, actually, in Japan, they have Science Society and also the Somatic Science and Life Information Science group, 3-4 different groups. Then I've been attending these conferences, and also, as you know, China developed a Qi or Qi energy method, or Qigong, so-called. They claim 4,000, 5,000 years. Then I actually developed one day teaching martial art, and then I found out people just bounce off or just cannot take my punch or fly back. And then I thought, well, this is strange. Then a windy, cold winter day when I'm doing this to one of my teenager students, and then he said, "The sensei, please stop that. My stomach is boiling." Oh, well, this is something different kind of energy. Because cold winter day, breezy day, and then he said the stomach is boiling. He was standing about 15, 16 feet away from me on the outside of the building. Then my science thought at mind that maybe I should try again. Then he just went to ran away from me, ended up like at the end of the building. So I chased him. No, I don't do it again. Then because he didn't feel comfortable, and so just went away from my energy. Then I went home and called up a lot of friends of mine. Hey, come over here. Why don't you stand over there? Then so many different cases happened, and that was 20-some years ago.
And so you've been studying this and creating an educational program so you could give this to the masses.
After all, I've been teaching martial arts at the teaching fashion. I just crumbled down everything, different sections for this, that, categorized, and also the spoon feed method or the teaching fashion I just developed myself from scratch. Then 3.5 years ago, I called it Cosmo Power. I used to call it Ki Energy, Ki. Japanese call it Kiko, which is the Ki Energy. Then all the about maybe 20 years ago, Japan started to build up a key energy fashion. But mine is totally different from theirs. Because mine is the martial art oriented energy method, which is the instantaneous. Later we can show it the demonstration.
I know that we're going to be showing some pictures here, folks, that will blow you away. Dr. Hiraoka, you're approaching what, about 70 years old now?
Yes.
You're
close.
approaching 70. He's one of the top martial artists in the world, folks. You won't believe this. You got to get the phone number down that's on your screen. I want you to call that number and get to one of his classes. He holds them all around the Bay Area here. Folks, you got to meet this man and see when he talks like this energy comes through. And over in Japan, they're actually measuring this kilometers down the rail track and measuring on a cellular energy. This is very sophisticated science. And what Dr. Hiraoka has been able to do is create a 5-day intensive program that teaches you the basic things, how you can use it, to help in healing in the house,
yes, actually,
energy management.
Right.
Explain
actually,
some of the things.
all the applications, folks out there, the one thing is that you don't have to know anything, then pick up, because we are part of the cosmos, miniature cosmos ourselves. So you can pick up all the adaptive energy method. Then once you learn how to do it, and my students pick up almost right away sometimes, and then few sessions later. So all these things that are very, very powerful. And then the applications are, you can get the very brilliant, and then some people just apply for do-it-yourself method. I teach all folks so they can develop a superpower again, and then they're like a young body again. Then also some people apply for healing stuff. Some people apply for like energy development. Like, so go down to the workout at the gym, and all the sports athletes can perform a lot better. And then myself, I can run fast. So
I know that you're approaching the world record in the 100-meter at almost 70.
Yes, right now that 100 meters, 10.3 seconds, which is at the Olympian speed already. Then
that's what you're doing it in 10.3?
No, already experienced about
Okay.
10 months, 11 months ago.
Okay.
Then so I have spike shoes, all the stuff ready to run. And then right now that I'm going to track field to start run.
So the average athlete can then apply this to football, basketball, baseball, soccer to be the best athlete for super performance.
Oh, yes. They can improve their performance probably 3 to 5 times better right away.
Yeah.
Then, see, that's another thing that the time when I smashed the 2,600 pounds of stack survives or plank with the scaffold, 6 together, 12 by 12, 2 times 6 means a 12-inch cube, the piece of wood, and one blow broke. I already didn't know Cosmopower yet, but use all this energy method. That's what the small body frame and in the old age still perform. So that's what the older people, later my students, for experience in my training, they can address that they became much better in the performance. See, so that's what we like to see, more and more people join in, take advantage. Also, this case that you don't have to really carry any like tools or anything. Then wherever you go, it's all there, energy there.
You should learn how to use from the universe,
exactly. You can tap
energy.
Exactly. You tap into this energy, then perform. So a little later, demonstration, how I can tap into energy and then do the job. See?
Great. We'll show then our viewers can see right now.
Exactly.
Right now. Now I also know that you have had healing crusades. Just thousands of people come to you, and one after another, pain gone, backaches gone, crippled arms straightened out, and this is all on. We all have it all on tape, all documented. You've been on national TV, and folks, I really have to encourage you. There's very few times in your life you will meet an individual such as Dr. Hiraoka. You got to call the number, though. If you don't call the number, you're never going to meet him, and you're going to experience it. Any of you with aches, pains, whatever, come out to his meetings. Those of you who want to enhance your performance, maybe enhance your healing practice. We're going to be talking with an individual that's that's in a healing practice tonight. But I've seen this, seniors, phenomenal things with senior citizens. I can't wait to get this in the special ed schools to help these kids off the drugs that they're on. Why don't we ask Warren here,
Yes.
one of your past students here. Warren, what can you tell us about how you've been able to utilize what you've learned here?
Hi, George.
Hi.
I've been using this at work a lot on people.
Uh-huh.
People actually come up to me now and ask me to do healing on them. And I've been, like work is like my practice. I've been doing a lot of healing on people. And if they have any pains, they'll come up to me, ask them to do a quick healing on them. And I can do it. Usually it might take me less than a minute, sometimes even 30 seconds.
So the energy flows through you. It's not you. It's anybody learns how to like pass this energy through. Is that it, Dr.
That's
Hiraoka?
exactly.
It's a cosmo power. And what type of aches and pains in the knees or arthritis or what type of...
I have helped a lot of people. Even today, this girl was complaining that her foot was hurting.
Uh-huh.
So I energized her foot. And then after I energized her foot, her pain diminished. And then later I made her foot lighter. I put the energy on her foot and her leg. So I made from all the way from her foot all the way up to her leg.
Now these are
lighter.
things you learn in the Cosmo Power class. Very simple.
It's simple.
To understand and learn.
And you don't have to touch, you see.
No
Just-
touching.
Yeah, right. So many feet away, just
Yeah.
done, right?
That's great.
Yes.
That's great.
In fact, if I'm in public, I don't have to use my hands. I can use my eyes too.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So I don't have to use my hands.
Yes, in fact, the power sometimes goes through the eyes even
Exactly.
stronger. And folks,
Stronger.
I'm going to take a second right here, and if you want to get a close-up of this picture, just to segue into this. And wait here, Warren, I want to ask you a few more questions. Get a close-up of this picture if you can, and you can actually, this was a throwaway camera, huh, Dr. Hiraoka?
Exactly, yes. It's somatic chip
over
camera.
in, where was this at?
Tokyo.
Tokyo, and you can see the energy that this throwaway camera caught coming right out of Dr. Hiraoka's eyes during a training over in Hawaii. He trains individuals throughout the world, from people up in high political places to sports athletes, people of all sorts.
Exactly.
That's one example, folks. We have several other pictures. We're going to show you this energy. And then if you come to Dr. Hiraoka's courses, you can see all this documented information. So Warren, what can you say to the viewers out there about why they should use this or how they can utilize it in their life and how it can benefit them?
Well, from my background, I took many styles of healing, and for the last 4.5 years, I've been searching for styles of healing. And this style, I take from Reiki to quantum touch, and other healing styles. And I found this style worked much faster than the other styles.
Much faster.
Much faster. In fact, some of the other healing styles, I would take an hour to do a minimum of healing. And then some of those styles, you have to do some breathing. And after a while, you're breathing, you get very exhausted doing the breathing. But the quantum touch, you could just do it, I would say, less than a minute, and you could do a healing on people.
Using the Cosmo
Yes,
Power.
depending
Okay.
what the situation is.
That's great. I'm very familiar with those other methods, and I agree with you. I've gone through the course myself, and I want to thank you very much for sharing this with the folks. And you would recommend for anybody at any age level? Have you seen people at teenagers to older folks taking his classes?
Yes, it works for any age.
Any
I've
age
seen
group.
Elder people do it, and they can do it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Warren.
George.
Thank you. And I have a couple other photographs here I'd like to get on the screen if we could real quick, and we can see this energy. And we'll get Ronald up right here right now.
While he's holding it, I explained
Okay.
This vortex of energy just came up, and then this energy right here, when I was working on this, and also shadows lighten up in this area, and then prismatic also the color here, and also the still partially the energy here, and then that's what all this throwaway camera type caught this in Tokyo. 2001, March 17th. Anyway, one of the parks in Tokyo.
This is really phenomenal, folks. You got to get out, get that phone number you see listed down there. Give Dr. Hiraoka a call. Get out to one of his free meetings throughout the Bay Area. Learn about Cosmo Power, the different training courses where you can use it for athletic performance, where you can use it to help enhance your health so you're more productive at work, where it actually helps people in their relationships with one another because they get more balanced. They start to understand understand alpha waves, and later on next week we're going to be talking on our show on the 5-day training a little bit about how this has to do with atoms and electrons. Dr. Hiraoka is a double PhD in science and chemistry, nuclear physicist. His goal now is to help mankind, humanity, learn how to apply what he has learned about taking the energy from the cosmos and helping individuals. Ron, thanks for being with us here tonight.
Oh, thank you.
And I know that Dr. Hiraoka is going to give some demonstrations a little bit later on. You're probably going to be involved in that. That's great. Tell us a bit about how you found out about Cosmo Power and how it's benefited you and your relationships too.
Well, I will say, like, there's probably many people amazed at the photos that they just saw over the TV just now. At the time, I went to the exposition in San Francisco, Whole Life Expo, and I saw these photos that are before us right now, and I was really amazed to see this vortex of energy behind the doctor. And so after viewing that, I was living in Sebastopol at the time, and I said, well, next time I'm in Oakland, California, I'll have to get right down there. So what I did is I got his number, the number that's on the screen right now, and from that point when I was in Oakland, I decided to attend one of his classes.
And just real briefly, in the time period that you've seen that, how can you see how your life has changed? I mean, this not only helped you health-wise, but it helped you in work, it helped you in relationships. Your whole, would you say your life is heading in a more positive direction now?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would say that the energy from the universe can come in and really purify one's life, and you really can see I'm a completely different person than I am now than I was before.
So can you say that you've been able to utilize this energy in a positive, because you can also take energy and use it negatively, you know,
Yes.
but it's enhanced your life in many, many ways.
It's not only enhanced my life over the long run since I have been studying Cosmo Power, but also every day is a new opportunity to learn many new things. And at the end of the day, when I used to be exhausted, now full of energy and for free.
Yes, because you can also use this energy on yourself as well as others.
Yes.
We're going to go real quick to our next guest here. Thank you so much, Ron, for being with us, but there's just never enough time on any of these shows.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Our next guest, in between then, I want to show Dr. Hiraoka, if you can explain this. This is in San Francisco. There was a newspaper article here. It was the second listed item on this newspaper article. Let's see, on this day, it was the second item listed in the news category, and it had a full-page article on Dr. Hiraoka. He has the world record in breaking, how many tons of ice was this?
2,600 pounds.
2,600 pounds of ice in one swat. Now, you were a young guy
42
then.
years old.
How much?
42.
You were 42. Oh, you're a young kid. You're about 40 now, or no, 7, going on 70
That's the
now.
1980s.
Yeah. Now, this photograph here is that ice again.
The blown-ups.
Blown up, and then this is the one right after the ice was
Crushed
broken.
down.
In one fell swoop. Well, we're running short on time, Warren, but I want you to share your
Martin.
experiences. Excuse me, Martin Liu.
Yes, Martin Liu.
Martin Liu. Apologize.
Sure.
So you work for one of the Bay Area police departments, I believe. And have you been able to utilize this information
Application.
to help enhance on the job, off the job? You know, how is this helping you out?
I mainly use it off the job. I use it when I work out. I go to the gym and also for running.
Uh-huh.
And give you an example. For running, I could make myself lighter. My legs a lot more lighter and my lungs full of energy
Uh-huh.
and my body a lot looser. So when I run, there's very little effort. I'm like flying, literally, just shooting off like a little kid running down the street.
And is that how you use to
Yes,
run so
exactly.
fast? So
Oh,
you're
yes.
teaching athletes
Certainly, yes.
how to apply this.
Exactly. A lot of times in the class, I energize, I wanted to run. Then, then I remove my energy. Then, big difference.
Fantastic.
Energy on, energy off, you see.
So now, have you been able to experience this? First of all, you learned it, but then have you
Yes.
been able to utilize this to help others in any way at all, or is it just to enhance your own performance and your own capabilities?
Oh, I used it, like I said, going to the gym, working out, to preventing myself from getting injured.
Okay.
When you're lifting weights, you can apply the energy to your arms and your legs, your shoulders, what have you, depending on your exercise you're going to be using.
Uh-huh.
So you're a lot stronger, and like I said, prevention is a lot more easier than trying to cure yourself afterwards.
Yeah, it
So,
is. Now, how long have you been involved in this?
with Cosmo Power, I've been involved for about a little over 3 months.
And would you suggest that the people out there dial that phone number and get to one of his meetings?
Oh, definitely.
Isn't it fantastic? Has it changed your life?
Yes, it has. It's given me a lot of energy, and I've learned how to get the energy free from
Yes.
my environment.
Yes.
And everybody could use more energy.
Yeah. Now, before you heard about Cosmo Power, did you even think anything like this existed?
I had no idea.
No idea. Yes. This is phenomenal. Now, the only way people can really experience this is to meet Dr. Hiraoka. Isn't that true?
That is absolutely
Okay,
right.
so we need students. That's
We
what we
sure
want.
do.
Come on out, come to these meetings, meet Dr. Hiraoka, learn how you can apply it in your life. But you got to call that number and you got to get to one of these meetings. Now, we're going to have one more individual up here, and then we're going to have a couple of
Yeah,
minutes
sure,
of demonstration
sure.
to finish
Certainly.
out this show, okay? Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks a lot, George.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I guess we're going to have Warren Yee. No,
No,
I'm mixed up.
Dennis.
Dennis
Lai.
Dennis Lai, you have an MBA?
Yes, I do.
So thank you very much for being on the show.
Well, thank you.
How long ago did you learn about Cosmo Power?
I've learned it about Cosmo Power about 5 weeks.
5 weeks, just 5 weeks. So
Just
you're
5
sort of like a babe.
Yes.
So it's been about 5 weeks that you've been learning this. Now, have you been able to apply it in your own life already?
Yes, I have. For instance, I surprised myself. I wanted to run around Lake Merced, which is about 5 miles.
Uh-huh.
So normally, I haven't run in about a month, so normally I do about 55 minutes. And after I took Dr. Hiraoka's class after 2 weeks, I ran around. I ran in 45 minutes. I was surprised because I'm a little bit out of condition.
Out of condition, and
Right.
you just by energizing, by using this energy on yourself, you were able to lighten yourself up
Yes.
and go faster and
Right.
further.
Right. And also, one day my son, he had a big lunch, and he said, "Dad, my stomach doesn't feel well." So I said, "Okay, I'm going to try Cosmo Power. You know,
Yes.
I've only been here for 5 weeks, and it can be used for healing." So I did Cosmo Power in conjunction with hand reflexology, and after about a minute, he said, "Dad, I feel better now. I'm okay."
So you've actually been able to experience the net benefits.
Yes, yes.
You know, I think sometimes we doubt ourselves, or we doubt that we can do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and once people can get over that, then we can all have these
Exactly,
experiences.
yes.
Well, I want to cut right now, Dr. John. If we can cut right now, and then we'll set up for a 5-minute demonstration to finish out the show, so our audience out there can get a little bit idea of how this energy is passed back and forth between Dr. Hiraoka and the other individuals.
Okay, I'm gonna lie down. Okay, attack. Okay.
People how
Begin.
these are a demonstration of Dr. Hiraoka's Cosmo Power,
Okay,
what he
now
trains students
put
to
the
use in
weapons
martial
away.
arts.
Okay, everybody.
or
Just
it's-
put away.
many
Okay.
people understand
Quick,
Ki,
come back.
Chi, and Prana. This is Cosmo Power that Dr. Hiraoka teaches in a 5-day intensive.
You okay, you
Dr.
guys,
John,
okay,
if you could
lined
put the
up.
phone number
1,
up
2,
there
3,
so
4,
our
facing this
viewers
way,
can
okay.
call his phone number
Okay.
and learn how they can use this in their athletic performances. They
Okay.
can use this to increase their productivity at work.
Okay,
They can
ready?
use this power to protect themselves.
Okay, another. Okay. Now, okay. Okay, everybody. Okay. Individual. Okay. On the stage. Okay. Try to
The
attack
phone
me same
number
time.
should be
Okay,
appearing
tackle.
on the screen here at any time. There it is, 510-652-7444. Folks, if you want to meet Dr. Roca in person, call that phone number and ask
Okay.
where he's going to be speaking at next around the Bay Area, and he will be able to demonstrate this power. This is why he's one of the top martial artists in the world, bar none, and he has the evidence, the scientific evidence to
Okay.
show you how
Attack.
Cosmo Power can be utilized. These students, these are
now. Okay,
several people
put
here
your hand
have
like
degrees,
this, okay?
masters.
You stay in the middle, okay? Then it's
they're
over
very
here, okay?
intelligent. They
Okay,
understand
facing
this.
this
This
way.
has to do with
Put your hand, okay, top and
science. I know we only have a
Correct,
few
correct,
more
no.
minutes here, folks, but we want to continue
No,
to
hold
give you
it.
demonstrations
On the top, okay?
on
Flat,
how
flat,
Cosmo
flat,
Power
flat.
can be utilized
Okay.
in your life to help your family members,
I'm
be
going
it your
to
children.
put energy to this.
See, the energy will
Warren,
be
walk this way.
flowing from one to the next.
Dennis, walk this way.
Now what happens as this energy flows, it's going to actually immobilize these individuals. Now, folks, get the phone number down,
Okay.
510-652-7444. Get out to one of these meetings in the Bay Area and learn about Cosmo Power. Any age, the elderly,
Okay.
the
Now,
youth,
okay.
in educational
Set up.
problems,
Okay.
discipline problems, folks,
Dennis.
if you're having problems with your
Everybody,
kids.
push Dennis.
Dr.
Okay.
Roca works from children to seniors. And this individual now, understand Dr. Roca's in his 70s, and he just was able to push back the power of 4 individuals. You can learn this, but you got to get you got to make that
Okay,
call.
everybody
folks.
facing
So
this way.
call that number,
Okay, one line facing this way.
510-652-7444.
Run, jogging. Faster.
Call that number, get out to one of his
Okay,
meetings,
fine.
and find out about what Cosmo Power
Touch.
is and how you can use it in your
How to
life.
breathe.
Folks, thanks for
Fine.
being with us. Next week, we're going to be talking about the 5-day intensive program of Cosmo Power.
Okay. Now.
And
Okay.
call that
Ronald, over
number,
here.
get to one of Dr. Roca's
Push them.
meetings and
Okay.
find out more for yourself,
Okay,
how you
everybody
can use this for health,
push,
healing,
Ronald.
education,
Everybody push
work,
Ronald.
whatever you need, folks. Thanks for being with us. We're going to be here
Okay.
again next week, going
No,
into
wait,
more
wait.
details
Okay.
about Cosmo
Okay,
Power
try.
and how you can
Okay.
use it in your life.
Back. Okay.
And God said, let there be light. Let there be light. Let there be
Yeah!